Hi, this is Mark with the Ironclad, and today I'll be walking you through how to use your new Mail Express feature for Microsoft Outlook 2010. In this video, I'll be covering issues that you can run into when sending files as email attachments, and then I'll show you how to utilize Mail Express to overcome those same issues. So, now that you have Mail Express, what can you do with it? The first step is to attach your file using the Mail Express attachment icon. This process works similar to how you would do a regular attachment. Just be sure you're selecting the attach file icon over here on the right under the Mail Express section. Next, click on the Send Options button. The first option, Manage Embedded Attachments, securely sends anything embedded into the message body. This covers inserted pictures or company logos in your signature, so in most situations you will not need to utilize that feature. But the second option, Notify Me When Files Are Picked Up, is a great way to audit exactly who has accessed the file you've attached and exactly when they accessed it. So let's send this message now with that option enabled. When the message arrives to the intended recipient, this is what they will see. A new message from you with a link to download the attachment near the top of the message. The body of your message appears down here below the attachment information. So they can use this attachment link to download or open the file directly. Back on your screen, you've received a new message as soon as the other person accessed your attachment. By checking that Notify Me When Files Are Picked Up setting in the Mail Express Send options, you will receive this file download notification email every single time the attachment is downloaded. This is a great way to track that someone received what you sent them, especially when you're sending this file to multiple email addresses. Now, you can also offer this person the option to send attachments back to you securely. This reply link here pulls up a web portal, which means the other party does not need Outlook, Windows, or even the Mail Express package in order to securely send that file. They can just simply attach the file here, fill out a short message, and then click Send. Once that's done, you're going to receive another message that looks similar to the one they received, which informs you that they've sent files back to you. This works great for your basic file transfers, but for extremely sensitive information, there are additional options for more enhanced security. So let's pull back up our send options and move on to the third selection. Send pickup page link only. This option works similar to the first message, except there's no direct link to download the file. This means the file name is not included in the message, so the main difference here is that the recipient gets the message but has to use the web portal in order to download the attachment. Now, what happens after someone has downloaded the file that you sent them? One thing to consider with Exchange Server or with Microsoft Outlook is that anytime you send or receive an attachment, that attachment stays tied to your message forever. Now this can be useful in some cases, such as wanting to keep a document handy without having to try to remember what folder you put it in. However, storing attachments in your Exchange mailbox or in your Outlook profile can also have a big downside. For performance reasons, there's a limit to how big your profile can be before you have to start deleting or archiving old messages in order to make room. If you're sending and receiving a lot of large messages, you can reach that limit before you realize it. The more important issue with this is security. There's nothing worse than having a file that contains sensitive information just sitting around forever. Let's say someone gained access to your email account, for example. This could be a hacker on the internet, a coworker sitting at your desk, or a thief that stole your cell phone or laptop which had access to your company email. It only takes a few seconds for them to pull up your old messages and download that file. Any files sent using Mail Express are never saved to your email account. Your attachments are securely uploaded to a separate server and they are only available for a certain amount of time. You can control that amount of time with the fourth option here. The default is a couple of days, but for sensitive information you can lower this to 1 day, a few hours, or even just a few minutes if you want to coordinate the transfer with the person you're sending it to. After the time you've set here is expired, anyone trying to access your file by clicking that link sees this instead. So far so good, but what about extremely sensitive information? This could be accounting reports, payroll files, a legal document, or a form with customer information like credit cards and social security numbers. Attaching files of this nature directly is not a secure option. You may have considered copying it to a thumb drive or burning it to a CD and then delivering it in person. The final option in the Mail Express settings allows you to require a password before that file can ever change hands. This option assures that even if someone else managed to gain access to your recipient's email or computer before the link has expired, they still would not be able to see the attachment without knowing the password. So just check this box here and type the password in twice. Just make sure not to include the password in the body of your email or it kind of defeats the whole purpose. You can just give the password to them over the phone or in person or agree upon the password in advance. Once a recipient clicks on attachment sent this way, they bring up the web portal, but they have to type that password in before they can download it. For files of an extremely sensitive nature, you'll want to utilize all four of these settings together. Notifications let you know who downloaded the file, when, and how many times they downloaded it. Sending only the pickup page keeps the file name out of the body of your message, and then by setting a low link expiration time and a password, there's no fear of an unintended party getting access to any of your attachments. So while the amount of security MailExpress provides for your attachments is incredible, you can also use it to overcome several common problems that happen when emailing files. One common issue is file size limitations. Most businesses running Exchange Server limit attachment size to 10 or 20 megabytes. However, personal email addresses for home users and free mail accounts such as Yahoo set that limit much smaller. Sending large file attachments can become a real pain. First, you have to make sure that your server will accept the message. If the file is too big for your server, you won't be able to send it at all. However, the problem doesn't stop there, because then you have to make sure your recipient's email server will accept the file. There's always a chance that you send the message, you think it goes out, and then a day later it gets bounced back because the other server said it was too big. By sending your attachments using MailExpress, this never becomes an issue because your files are never going directly through any chain of mail servers. MailExpress allows file attachment size up to 1 gigabyte, which is over 50 times the limit posted by the most generous of servers. No more having to compress files, no more having to save images or video at lower quality, no more having large attachments causing your mailbox profile to get full, and no more having to risk an unsafe third-party website where anyone with internet access can have a look at what it is you're uploading. Large files are one problem, but file types are another. Some organizations are lax, while others block anything that could be unsafe. Newer versions of Outlook try to overcome this issue by renaming files. Sometimes this works, but more often than not, it doesn't. Those times it does succeed, you still have to hope the user on the other end can figure out how to rename the file and what to rename it to. When your email fails, particularly when sending an executable, your recipient might receive a warning about what it is you're sending them. This might not be a big deal if it's someone you know, but what about the doubt and trust issues this creates when contacting a new client? With MailExpress, you can safely send an attachment of any type without any drama. Here, we attach an executable using the MailExpress Attach File button. You see, it appears to be renamed in Outlook when you're composing your message. However, when the message arrives at the other end, the file is accessed through the link in the message instead of receiving the stamp of rejection from anyone's mail server. MailExpress also has an invite feature which allows people outside of your organization to still be able to securely send you attachments at any time. Click on the Send Invite button, which opens up a message template inviting the user to create an account. Simply type the email address of the person you wish to invite and then send the message. Once they receive the invite, they just click on Activate to load the account creation page. They're able to choose their own display name and create a custom password. The password has to meet certain security requirements, as you can see here. Once they've created their account, you're notified instantly with their display name, along with a reminder for which email address you invited and when you sent the invite. After they've created their account, they receive a second email which provides them with a link to use anytime they need to send secure attachments to anyone at your whole organization. Clicking on that link brings up a login page where they have an option to store their username. Upon successful login, they can specify which email address to send the message to and the message subject. Below that, they can attach up to 10 files and then include a message. Then they click send and you receive a new email with a link to download the attachment. This is a fast, easy, secure way to have contacts outside of your company send you files without any restrictions. Say you have an affiliate that needs to send you a large video file, but he's struggling to pass it along to you due to mail restrictions. Simply invite that affiliate to create an account and they'll be able to send it to you without issue by using that drop-off portal. Next to the invitation button, there's a display status option. Clicking on this toggles the MailExpress status section on the right-hand side of your Outlook window. The status section shows the progress of your attachment uploads with a progress bar, so you can see the upload of your attachment and know exactly when it is going to be available in real time. On the left-hand side are the general configuration options, which determine your connection to the server and store your login information. Your IT professional has already configured this for you, and there's no real reason to change any of these settings. Next to that is the message options button. These settings dictate how MailExpress behaves by default. Up at the top, you're able to have MailExpress activate automatically. The middle option is the default, letting you manually choose when you want to use MailExpress. You can change the setting to always use MailExpress, which sends every single attachment using the MailExpress add-on. The third option here is what gives you the most control. Remember, your mail server might allow you to send 20 megabyte attachments, but if you send too large of a file to someone else, there is a chance it will be rejected on their end. You can ensure that your attachments will never be rejected based on their size. Just enable this option and continue attaching files as you usually do. Anytime an attachment is bigger than the value you put here in this box, MailExpress automatically processes the file for you. The next two checkboxes work in a similar fashion. You can set MailExpress to kick in if you've attached multiple files, or if you've attached certain file types. Executables are the most common problem, so you may want to add the exe extension to this list. Someone working in accounting, legal, or human resources may want to always enable this option for documents. You want PDF files or Excel spreadsheets because they contain sensitive information. So by utilizing this list, you can pick any extension to always activate MailExpress when it's attached. In the middle, you see the same options we controlled when sending a new message. Setting those options here controls if they'll be on or off by default. So if you don't want the download notifications sent to you, just uncheck this box here. If you always want to send the pickup page link only, then check this box and you'll never have to turn that option on when sending a new message. The default reply options section controls whether or not MailExpress includes a link to reply to you and send an attachment like we showed earlier. The default setting is include reply link when attachments are managed. What this means is that whenever you send a file to someone using MailExpress, they'll see that option to reply. However, you can include that reply link in every single message you send, even if you didn't attach any files. Just change the setting to always include reply link. With the setting toggled this way, every single message you send using Outlook 2010 will display this box up at the top with your regular message down below it. Now, alternatively, you can select the bottom option to never include a reply link by default. Attachments sent using MailExpress will still be sent based on your other options, but they're not going to include that option to send files back to you using the web portal. So if you choose to configure it that way, anytime you want the reply option available in your message, you're going to have to manually toggle the Include Reply Link button, which you can find here in the upper right-hand corner of a new message. Your final option is to configure what happens if the MailExpress server is down. Now this is a rare issue, but you might need to factor this in. If your attachments are time critical and always need to go out quickly, even if it's at the risk of security, you should select the middle option to send emails via Outlook without MailExpress. If your attachments need to be secure no matter what, then you want to select the queue emails until the server is available option. If you'd rather just choose to make that decision when the issue occurs, select the Prompt Me option here instead. So by now, I hope you understand all of the benefits of the MailExpress add-on for Outlook 2010. You can start using its features to overcome common issues with sending attachments, and you can rest assured that your files can be sent securely.